I'm Will Morris, and welcome to Global Tax Talks Tax in 60 Seconds. Here are some things to watch out for in the coming week. First, as we contemplate the possible demise of Pillar 1, a peek into the near future with a Canadian digital services tax. After much encouragement, the US Trade Representative has moved against Canada. Sort of. Rather than launching a Section 301 action, however, which could lead directly to trade sanctions, the US has rather diplomatically chosen to invoke the dispute resolution procedure under the US, Mexico and Canada Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA as was. This is a lengthier procedure which will stretch way beyond the November elections in the US. If it does eventually go to a dispute panel and the US loses, that's it for this procedure, although they could then fall back on tariffs. However, if they do win at a relatively neutral dispute panel, that could have much more influence in a unilateral Section 301 action on other countries which might be thinking about US DSTs, which could be discriminatory. In any event, this is at last US pushback, and that's an important signal for the future. In interesting Pillar 2 news, the Swiss government has just announced that while it will introduce an income inclusion rule in 2025, it will also follow the recommendation of a Swiss professor's expert report and delay the implementation of the UTPR. Amongst the reasons given is the UTPR being subject to legal criticism, including in Belgium, and the possibility of US retaliation against countries that try to impose the UTPR on subsidiaries of US parents. Finally, look out for a judgment September 10 from the Court of Justice of the EU, or the ECJ to old-timers, on one of the most closely watched of the state aid cases, that concerning Apple and Ireland. The ECJ could uphold the judgment of the lower court, which it held against the EU Commission, or it could follow the opinion of the Advocate General in that case and return it to the lower court for reconsideration. Interesting. Anyway, thanks for joining, and come back next week so you stay global tax ready.